Thank you again, everybody, for coming back to my channel. I really appreciate all the support and all the feedback everyone's giving me. And I really do enjoy talking to people in the comments and on my email and on Facebook. Thank you again. So previously I had put up a video on how to do a differential in a 2004 through 2006 GTO. And there was something I wanted to go over. I wanted to remove a portion of that video and show you in a separate video the differential bolts. One thing I learned after doing the job was these 4 bolts on the top. I had a real tough time getting them out. I didn't know that they were Loctited from the factory, and they were really hard to remove because of the Loctite. Now, I did this without a manual. It's not really easy to get information on these GTOs because they were imported and it's an old car, and the Pontiac doesn't even exist anymore, so you have to really dig on the internet for information. So what I wanted to do was show you guys footage on how I remove the bolts. So I'm going to cut that footage in now so you can take a look at it. Alright, so what I'm doing is I'm taking a 17mm wrench, putting it on the bolt, making sure it's on there nice and square and not loose. And then what I'm also doing is taking this larger wrench, this is a 1-inch, and I'm sticking it into the boxed end or the open end of the wrench, and that adds leverage to the bolt. It's tight, but the extra leverage helps it move. And then the next thing I can do is grab a 17mm ratchet wrench, and that'll actually help me in getting this bolt loose. Ugh. Man, that was tight. Oh yeah, these are tight too, but they came loose, or at least the one came loose. Okay, good. That broke loose. That was the footage on how I removed the bolts, and you can see how I put the bolts in. It was done on time-lapse video, which I accidentally hit that button when I was doing the time-lapse. So when I installed those bolts, I didn't realize that Loctite was needed, so I'm creating this video to let people know who's doing this swap that you have to put Loctite back onto those bolts. What could happen is they can vibrate loose, and if they vibrate far enough, they can either fall out or the differential can go on an angle that can cause driveline damage. You could actually crack a differential. You can cause pinion and ring failure. You can damage your drive shaft. I mean, there's a lot of things that can happen. You could even damage your cradle. So the reason for this video is to let you know that you have to Loctite those bolts when you put them back in, and try to get some new bolts if you can, you know, something grade 8 or higher or stronger. Again, everybody, again, I really appreciate it. Oh, and if you're wondering what I'm going to be doing with this, this Corvette engine is going to be going into this Miata. That's a future project that I have coming up on the channel. I wanted to do a channel build, and I thought a Miata would be fun. I've always had Corvettes, and I wanted something that was Corvette-like without owning another Corvette, because I do have one. And I thought it would be a lot of fun to put that engine in the car. I mean, the Miata only weighs something like 2,200 pounds, and this engine has supposedly 500 horsepower. I bought it from a guy. He also gave me some dyno sheets. It had some pretty good real world horsepower, so that's going to be going in the car. I mean, you know, I wanted something that's kind of like a Corvette, but it's really going to be closely related to this Shelby Cobra, but more of a modern version of a Shelby Cobra. I know I have a lot of parts here right now, and this is all of my future projects that I'll be doing over the summer. So Thanks again, everybody, for all the feedback and the liking and subscribing. And if you're interested in any of these projects, please comment below. I really appreciate it. And have a very nice day. Thanks.